Hey there, ladies and gentlemen, DemonStarCraft here, bringing you a game on normal speed that is now being upped to faster. This game will be between MinPrime, the red Zerg in the top, versus a LiquidHuk, the blue Protoss in the bottom. This is just a replay that I got off of Gosu Gamers. There we go. And it's a very good game. I gave a quick preview of it just to see what happened in general, make sure it wasn't completely worth us watching, and bring up the build order here for you. These are both very top tier players, so I'm sure this is a #1 versus #1 on the ladder match, and we will see what kind of ranks they get when the Masters and like Ultra Master Leagues comes out. So this is on Scrap Station. And we just had the extractor trick here for MinPrime. He will be getting an extra drone, as LiquidHuk has gotten his pylon down and continuing to chrono boost out some probes. So we have the Overlord here is going to start floating his way over the gap to do some scouting, and the probe here is going to do some scouting for Huk in MinPrime's base. So I'll just call them Prime and Huk just to make life easy. You will obviously know who I'm talking about. Actually, not Prime, Min, because Prime is the clan, not the person. Probe here doing his rounds while the spawning pool goes down on 13 or 14 then, since it did just take one away. So we have our 14 hatch, or 14 pool, excuse me, which would mean spawning pool going down at 14 supply. We have our gas and pylon with the gateway going down for Huk here. So it looks like he's going for not quick expansion, but quick teching, as he is getting that gas. I guess it could be on time for the Protoss, but it can be a little early. He's not going to be doing a lot of no zealot cheese here, as he is already getting his gas. So this probe just going to sit in here and be annoying as best he can, continuing to roam around and do his thing. And it looks like he will finally pull back now as the spawning pool finishes, and some Zerglings are now in the production. This Overlord is going to be doing the same thing over in Huk's territory, checking out what's going on. Going to float on over to the expansion down here to see if there is one down yet, which there is not. So we will continue to watch it, what goes on, see what kind of awesome techniques and strategies that Huk will employ. We've got the Zerglings out now. It looks like they're going to be heading over to maybe do a little poking and prodding at the front of Huk's base to see what kind of defenses he has up right now. Although MinPrime does have his Overlords at some key locations, which would be here and at the expansion. So he's watching the front ramp and the other expansion. Looks like these Zerglings are running around trying to find that probe, but not really having too much luck. And yes, they did find it, so they will take it out, as that probe is... Ooh, is he gonna make it away? As you can tell, the Zerglings are just slightly faster, so no, this probe will probably go down before it gets back. This is excitement here, the tension. I like how they changed this from a square to a diamond almost. And oh, goes down on the ramp of Huk. He was almost in sight of his, he was in sight of his friends, could see them, but couldn't do anything about it, and he goes down. So he must be avenged later. Queen transferring here down to the expansion that MinPrime has put down at his natural. Huk has not yet expanded Roach Warren going down now for MinPrime. So let's see what kind of technologies we got. 3 gateways, warp gate being chrono boosted and obviously researched. 3 sentries out now, so they will be good at blocking the ramp off, especially this large ramp that is on Scrap Station, which is very difficult to block off, although Huk did a good job at doing so. Now all the warp gates are warping in, or changing over. These Zerglings are going to run up here and do a little checking, trying to get their vision to see what's going on. Looks like the probe's going to move out to do an expansion, as the sentries and zealot move out to push the Zerglings back. Zerglings are going to do a little bit of a run by here. No, they will not. Those sentries do move right back into position just in time, although they will come over here to try and harass as best they can, but it looks like they will just continue to run up here and try and get away with being unnoticed, but they will not, as Huk is moving his sentries and zealot up in here to wither away the forces of MinPrime. 2 Zerglings go down, and so do 4. All of the scouting posse was taken out, and it looks like this Overlord will probably go down thanks to these Stalkers. 3 Stalkers take out 1 more Overlord, so does that actually supply block him? No, he does not get supply blocked, which is good planning on MinPrime's part. Some Roaches here moving out. Looks like they're going to be putting on some early pressure. Just trying to poke and make Huk. Trying to contain him would be my best way of putting that. Everybody likes to do the dancing. Let's check out our APM tab, see what these guys are at. Wow. 300 for MinPrime, so you can tell that these guys are definitely in the Korean area, as they do love to cook a lot. And they do a lot with their techniques. MinPrime here getting his 3rd expansion down now, slightly farther down the map, so it looks like we're going to see just this map split in half. Huk going to get down a couple cannons right here at his door. It was good because that way he can check out for submerged or burrowed infestors and burrowed roaches, as he sees that roaches are now out. There's some great force fields splitting those roaches up. The hallucinated Phoenix here did some scouting and already got back. Cannon's now done for Huk, as the creep tumors are spreading like mad for MinPrime. Doing a good job of keeping up on his injections and keeping his energies almost null on his queens. Roaches here collecting at the Xel'Naga watchtower to watch to see if Huk does move out. So we got the Overlord spreads looking pretty good, covering the middle of the map pretty well. We got Roaches spreading out over here to definitely see when Huk moves out. So let's check out our technology tree. Huk does have just those 3 gateways with a forge. Hasn't really done much more in the way of teching. He's been getting a lot of pylons and cannons down, so it looks like he is just securing his base for a long game here. What's going on over at MinPrime's base? We've got Roach Warren, a evolution chamber that is researching ranged attack, so we likely will be seeing a Roach Hydralisk play here. No gas here at the second, so it looks like he may be gearing more towards Roaches in the early game, Roach Zergling, to support his high mineral, low gas income, which can be very effective against gateway units, I would say. The Zerglings go in there, take a lot of the damage, and get lots of surrounds, and do deal a lot of damage too, so they will be able to keep the firing to a minimum on the Roaches, giving the Roaches plenty of time to just do lots of damage. Check out our army tab. We have 102 for MinPrime and 93 for Huk. Supply at the moment. Now 95. Income tab. Who is pulling ahead? They're about dead even right now. Looks like MinPrime is going to start pulling ahead a little bit more as this is now well saturated. A little light here on his natural expansion in the mineral mining, but he has gotten his gases up, so his gas income has definitely increased to match that of Huk's. What's going down here for Huk? A Twilight Council and a robotics facility, or robotics bay, because his robotics facility is done, so we will be seeing Colossi, and that will be bringing more epicness into this game. Roach is continuing to keep the Xel'Naga watchtower there, so I would give map control mostly to MinPrime. I've just heard that every time I ever hear Prime, I always think Czech Prime, so there you go, word association. It's like this is Probe here is going to be throwing down a 3rd expansion for Huk at the 3rd expansion, but he does pull back as he does see the Roaches walking in now, so he's going to try and hide and do the best he can at not dying, as these Roaches are extremely slow walking around. We do have the gateway units moving in to try and take out these Roaches, and then they force fields go down, blocking them off. They're trying to move, but they do finally turn around to attack, and they're getting taken out by those Zealots, Stalkers, and Sentries. Some epic force fields going down, keeping all of those Zerglings out, splitting them up, but the force fields are starting to go down slowly, and Huk doing what he can to minimize the damage of this Zerg army. And here they go, backing up into the corner, trying to keep the Zerglings from getting surrounded, and they have whittled this Zerg army down from a huge portion. Will Huk be able to hold this and not lose that entire gateway army? The Colossus is now out, laying down the fire on those Roaches from the high ground. Roaches getting some shots in on it, but it will back off the cliff and still be able to get its shots out. All of the gateway units do go down that were on the lower level, but now they are shooting at the upper level. The cannon is now out. That will end up pushing MinPrime back. So the Colossus at half health. His shield's recharging now, so if he will get time to recharge his shield, he will be just as useful. More gateways going down for Huk, a second robotics facility, so we're going to see lots of lots of Colossi coming out here. What's going on over here in MinPrime's base? We have the Hydralisks out now. Do they have their range upgrade? Yes, they do. Roaches have their speed upgrade. They do not have evolved tunneling claws yet, so they do not have burrow or tunneling claws. They have not researched burrow yet. He has not researched burrow yet. The Nexus does go down. Will it get canceled before it gets destroyed by these Hydralisks? Yes, it does. The Colossus doing what they can, shooting from that great distance that is their range of 9. I wanted to say 12, but I'm thinking ship battle, or yeah, star battle. I've been playing that custom game so much. It's so addictable. I don't know why. It's so simple, too. Either way. So we do have more stalkers coming out to support these Colossi. Probe is going to be transferring down now as Huk's main is getting dangerously mined out, and his natural is actually doing pretty good. About half mined out thus far. MinPrime here doing a good job at spreading out his mining as his main is getting mined out soon, and he is also taking the high minerals with a, obviously, hatchery. So the Zergling Hydralisks coming in here, and they looks like they did not get that Nexus in time, as Huk did cancel the Nexus, but they force fielded those Hydralisks in. Roaches coming in us to support the Hydralisks to keep them all from getting roasted, and the 3 Colossus are now out doing what they can. 4th Colossus is now moving in, and they're doing just serious damage to this Zerg army, but the Zerg army's already destroyed all of the gateway units. The Colossi forced to back off, and now the Zerg will pull back and save his remaining forces, popping off that observer that was there thanks to this Overseer. Nexus going down for a 3rd time at this expansion for Huk, doing the darndest what he can. He's even having a long distance mine as he is oversaturated at both of his bases, so he really needs to get that expansion down as quickly as he can, building some photon cannons to help support the army that is there. More Colossus walking in here. Let's see, we got 2 more Colossus, 2 observers on the way to support the main army. Gateway units warping in now. MinPrime has researched burrow, and he has got burrowed roaches that are going to be moving, so he's going to be doing some cute shenanigans with that. But is the observer out already? Yes, no, I don't see it in that little mock-up. So yes, the observer is obviously here. No, cannon saw it. The cannon saw it, and the roaches were forced to unburrow, so they are going to try and maybe do a run by, but the force fields go down, pinching them off, and the zealots with their charge are now beginning to do work on those roaches. The roaches trying to burrow and get closer, but the cannons and the Colossi will roast away what they have done in success. That was a lot of sense that I made there. Now, just words. Awesome. We do have a creepy changeling oozing his way to go and do some scouting as he does change into a zealot, and they were picked off. He was picked off by Huk's forces. Huk paying close attention there. The Zerg army here just massing up at the bottom here. Wonder if anybody's going to try and do a bust through here at the rocks. Nobody has worked on those yet. The observer doing what he can scouting wise. No Overseer over here. There it is. Overseer coming in just in time as the observer makes his way out of there. Will they be able to catch it? Yes, they will, as those Hydralisks go over to the Zelnaga Watchtower and take out that observer. Blah. Words. Colossus doing great damage from a distance. What kind of upgrades do we have? Let's get off our income tab. We do have the 3rd range attack for the Zerg coming in, as well as the 2nd Carapace upgrade, with more roaches being warped in. Huk has 2 attack on his units, so will he be researching some armor? We will find out. So we got 2-1 for the Zerg and 2-0 for the Protoss. The high mineral location is now done for MinPrime, and he's going to be getting his 2 extractors up now. Huk going to be sending a small little excursion force out here to take out that expansion. Can they do it fast enough before any units show up down there? The Queen will go down in short order, and as you can see, the stream of Zerg units coming down now, but several drones are going down, and here come the roaches, so the stalkers do back off, And will they be able to make it? Do they have blink? No, they do not have blink yet. Is it being researched? No, not yet. So we will get rid of that so we can see the whole field of view. Lots of Colossi out. We do have 6 Colossus on the field with their Zealot Stalker support. The Zealots do have charge. And they are going to be pushing in towards MinPrime's base. MinPrime has lots of these dudes. Spine crawlers. Haha, I know things. And they will be poking, but the Colossus do outrange spine crawlers, so they will just poke from a distance until they can make their way in. Roach is coming in from behind. Force field's going down. The gateway unit is being forced back, and the whole army being forced back for Huck as these roaches are moving in, doing quite a bit of damage. Huck trying to funnel them through and getting them choked off as they come to meet him, so he is able to push that Zerg army back as they do. We're taking too much damage there. Being able to pick off one more Hydralisk as they get close. Going to start working on those spine crawlers again. One goes down, second one goes down. Going to keep inching their way forward, but they will back off as soon as the roaches do push forward into the safety of the Zealots and Stalkers. Looks like we got one Colossus here that is half dead, shield and health, and the other one just slightly damaged on the health, but his shields will recharge. They're going to continue to poke up in here and do the damage that they can. As is he researching his third attack? No, not yet. Still building more Colossi. Roach is coming in here to do damage, then backing off. Spine crawlers continuing to try and poke at those Colossi, but they are just range taking them out. So Huck is going to inch his way up into this Zerg base. Zerg just kind of trying to figure out what he can do. He really does need to get some Corruptors out. Ooh, Ultralisk. We do have Ultralisks on the field, and they are being kind of locked in by the rest of the Zerg army, so they will be rolling in here. Force field's going down. One Colossus down. The Colossus do back up, but the second Colossus will go down. The third goes down. Fourth goes down. Huck is in quite a pinch here as he is getting quite owned by all of these Ultralisks, so he will back up into the safety of his cannons, let his Stalkers and Sentries take the damage of those Ultralisks. Now in range of the cannons, the Ultralisks are going to go down pretty quick. More gateway units warping in, and MinPrime backing off before he loses his entire army, which it has been knocked down to a bare minimum of a fused Hydralisk, Ultra, and 1 Roach. So Huck continuing to keep on the pressure, taking out that last Hydralisk, although 3 more have come in with the Zergling support. 3 cannons going down with a high Templar archives, but these Zerglings and Ultralisks will move in, take out the cannons, and start working on the rest of this expansion. This Ultralisk doing what it can against Huck's forces in the mineral line, but it will be forced to back off as it is taking far too much damage. These Zealots doing what they can to push that Ultralisk back, and they do take it out. No new upgrades yet for Huck. Well, MinPrime does have 4 Carapace on his Ultralisk, so he has 2-3. The third range is now done for MinPrime. Let's check out our income tab to see who is really suffering from this lack of minerals, and it is Huck. He is going to be needing to get a 4th expansion up, and he just did knock down those rocks, and the Immortals are out now too to try and counteract those Ultralisks and Roaches, as they are just so damaging. We do have drop going on down up here with, what do we have in these Zerglings? So we have quite the Zergling swarm moving up into Huck's main base. The cannon does see one of them, so they are dropping out now, and Huck will be moving his forces back there to try and take care of this before they take out any critical structures. Going to start focusing on unnecessary things like this empty assimilator, but Stalkers have come in, and they're going to take out the Zerglings pretty quickly, as they only have 2 armor upgrades, so they aren't going to last too long against these Stalkers, especially when they're getting pulled in such small groups. 2 of the pylons went down for Huck, but it did not affect his supply cap at all, and that gateway was almost taken out. Was that a distraction for anything else? We do have another rock going on here, these filled with more Zerglings, and it looks like they're going to make their way down and over to try and intercept these probes, as they are doing some long distance mining, because Huck desperately needs those minerals. And here they go, Zerglings coming out now, not chasing the probes anymore. They're going to concentrate on this Nexus. Will Huck cancel it before it gets taken out? No, he will bring in his Zealots to come in here and do the damage, and they are going to get it done. Yes, they take out that Zerg army as fast as it came in. They will have taken significant damage. High Templars are now on the field. Is the Kydarian Amulet done? No, not yet, but they do have Storm, so this could spell real trouble for the Zerg army, this very large Ultralisk Zerg army. And the Storms are going to go down right now, doing the damage that it can on these Ultralisks, throwing down, whipping out the Storms. And let's check out the health of these Ultralisks as you can see them going down. The Protoss players are doing what they can to survive. Ultralisk doing lots of damage, but the Archons are now out, and they are going to be taking the place of those High Templars, being able to withstand the attacks of those Ultralisks and pushing them back. Blink is now done for those Stalkers, so they will be able to quickly support their almost melee friends, the Archons. They do have a little bit of range, but it's very small, and it is a range of 2. So they just have really long zappy. So it looks like Huk is going to be throwing an observer here to patrol back and forth to watch for any more drops. We do have 2 changelings coming in now to try and get some scouting done, but they will be instantly killed by both the Terran or the Protoss player. I love saying Terran today. Wow. 3rd changeling getting nailed, and we do have a 3rd drop going down for MinPrime at this only good mining expansion, as the main and natural are out. The Huk only has 2 left, and so the Zerglings are dropping now on the move. Here they go. They're going to take out this Nexus very quickly. The probes turning around to do the damage that they can, but the Nexus is now dead. Nothing Huk can do about that. They are just too fast and too furious. Wow, movie reference, and a bad one at that. But Huk will come in here and clean up those Zerglings as fast as he can. Did he lose a lot of probes? I think he lost all of his probes. Yes, he did. So it looks like we're just going to have the resting place for all of those Overlords right there after they finished doing their drop. More Ultralisks now coming out for MinPrime. 2 more Ultralisks, and we have Corruptors now coming on the spear with a Greater Spire in production. So will we be seeing the use of some, oh, for the love of Brood Lords. High Templars in the mix of this. They haven't thrown down a storm yet, but they will be storming right on top of, oh my god, did you see all of those drones? That must have been 30 drones in that little pile of, all on that one mineral patch, and they all got killed with that one storm. That was an excellent shot there by Huk. Half luck, half skill. I don't know if he knew exactly how many he killed. MinPrime here getting a 6th expansion, excuse me, as he has the high minerals, that expansion going now, and he's getting the island expansion. So Huk has a lot of work cut out for him if he's going to really take this game. He needs to move in now and just break the back of this player before he can really build up, because he has the income to do what he can. If MinPrime's left to his own devices, he will eventually outproduce Huk. And so Huk rolls in with his Zealot Stalker High Templar army, takes out these Ultralisks, and is now working on the mining facility, takes it down, the hatchery that is, takes out some Overlords, and will now be moving on towards greater things. Ultralisk now moving into the main of Huk, but we do have some Dark Templars coming in, so they are going to definitely be able to take out this. There is no Overseer in here. The Dark Templars are uncontested against those, so MinPrime is forced to pull back. Will these Dark Templar move down here to the non-mining high mineral expansion, since it is now mined out? We do have more Zerglings coming in here trying to do the damage that they can, but Huk is getting this, his 4th expansion of remining. The Ultralisks now matched up with some Broodlords are going to start doing work against the Protoss player. Check out our income. Min's down to 100 minerals a second. He's got a lot more gas coming in. Huk has really the only mining base left, because this is all that Min has mining. He's got to get something up here, although it was taken out. I missed that. I do apologize. It was probably a drop, obviously. So we have 149 army versus a 116, although there are Corruptors and Broodlords in here, so they are going to start hitting it from a distance. What will MinPrime be able to pull this off, or will Huk be able to come in to defend? Stalkers do blink in and start taking out the Broodlords, so they do back off. The Zealots, Dark Templar, and High Templar just irradiate and eradicate these Ultralisks, doing it in short order. More Archons coming in. MinPrime WWs, which is, I would say, Korean for good game. and Huck does win against that. That was a great game. Thank you for watching, and I hope you did enjoy this cast. I do apologize about that last cast. I'm just going to go ahead and take it down because I just can't seem to get it to work right. And have a good night.